Hey y'all, we're gonna drop into some meditation here, specifically for those of you who struggle with runaway attention, runaway thoughts. You can glimpse peaceful space, but very quickly it's gone and you're off thinking again. And when you are honest with yourself, realize how powerless you have been to stop that runaway thinking train. And it robs you of peace and calm and contentment that's found in stillness. Runaway thoughts is your sign to yourself that your brain and body are out of balance. So let's look at the direct path back into balance. The direct path is to curiously turn our attention inward with the question, what am I? To whom are these thoughts intended? That stillness, which is awake and ever present, is you. So, the way to rebalance your brain and body and space is to align your focus onto state of being. Who sees and hears your thoughts. Not some kind of mysterious, unfathomable God in the background, but the part of you sitting and just being. This may be boring, which is why we turned away from this boring, doing nothing beingness that is us. We turned away and got really interested in bicycles and dresses and flashy things and all the stuff that comes up in the manifest world that's outside of us, where we take our focus, our lens of perception, and we flipped it out. And we left it flipped out. And then we flipped out. So we're going to take this lens of perception, flip it in, and we're going to look again at just this boring state of being that's always here. It's the same one that you were decades ago. But we're going to look again. Who am I? Feel the response. Just like if you're talking to a friend, you ask them a question and then you get quiet to hear the answer. Same thing here. Asking this beingness that maybe you've become bored with because it's always been here. Let's look again. Who am I? The beingness that is the response, it does not recognize anything imaginary. Thoughts are imaginary. Every thought starts with the presumption that I am a separate being. I want that. I don't like that. I wish this. Every thought has a foundation of separateness. Your lens of perception, when resting on a thought, when paying attention to thoughts, cannot perceive the pure beingness. Because the pure beingness is non dual, it is in unified space. So, pure beingness does not see thoughts. No thought can exist. When your focus is resting in that place of here and now, beingness. It does not recognize imaginary worlds of thoughts. It's in pure presence. So you don't have to fix your thoughts, wrestle with your thoughts, pet your thoughts, care for your thoughts. I know that people want to love their thoughts, be compassionate with their thoughts, but think about it this way. When you are going for a walk down the street and you see a pretty flower, you stop walking to look at the flower. Did you kill the walking? If you kept walking because you wanted to be really present with the walking, you wanted to love the walking as it happened, you don't feel bad when you stop. You don't feel bad because you've killed the walking. Just like thoughts, we're going to kill the thoughts by stopping our progress and resting our attention on who am I? That, that being that is you experiences yourself as being breathed. We're not doing breath work. We're not controlling or counting or manipulating our breath at all. That's still lens of perception aimed outward. Lens of perception switching to curiosity. Who am I? And sit and receive the experience. as you were being created. Now, this is what is meant by the phrase living the question. How could anything be separate? What am I as space? I rest my lens of perception into space out or space in. And is there a difference? As a thought comes up from the soil of separateness into the space of unity, the bubble bursts. It floats off into space of here and now. Who am I? Thoughts will have a momentum that slows. Continue the question, who am I? Until the bottom drops out. And floating is happening. This is what we call being in the shade of the big tree of self. From within this shade, you can look out into the scorching sun out there in the desert where maybe you have lived for years, burning yourself in relationships or extreme activities, conflicts, righteous causes. Find those parts. See those parts of yourself way over there in the sunshine of effort. Invite those parts back under the shade of your bigger self. This is a radical step. This is the surrender step and the faith step. In who am I? The intelligence reveals itself. How will that thing get done? Stay in who am I? It's recognizing timing and right effort. Flow state, being in the zone, only can happen in the shade of the bigger self. When you bring your focus to your state of being, that's when I get out of my own way. And this is priority number one. Who am I? The answer is felt in others as it is within you. Flow state is carried out into the world with who am I?